one crack news. I want y'all to meet somebody. That's Albert N. Wilson. That's a former University of Kansas student. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison and a lifetime of probation after being convicted by an all-white jury of R-wording a teen. But he said the only thing they did was kiss and they never had sex. But no one is trying to hear him. Crazy, ain't it? That this is still America. Lawrence, Kansas. Crazy. So now, this is at the forefront. This was in 2016. He was 20 years old at the time. He was with his friends and they went to a bar where he met a girl that was 17 at the time. She was visiting her cousin who attended KU. Both are underage. He's 20, she's 17. He used a friend's ID to get into the bar, while the young girl and her cousin, they weren't carded at all. They were white, he was black, so that's all they saw. So anyway, they went to the Jayhawk Cafe, which is a popular college spot out there for the Kansas City, the Kansas Jayhawks. And while they were there dancing, Wilson then kissed the girl. Right? Then he lifted her up her skirt without knowing each other's ages. Wilson invited the girl to his place, which was only walking distance from the bar. The young woman claimed Wilson R-worded her at his place, but the security footage showed they were only there less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. That's what the security showed. From the time they went in and the time they left was like less than 5 minutes. Wilson told that story. He testified that the girl didn't seem intoxicated at all. He admitted that they kissed and engaged in sexual acts like they were making out, but he said, we never had sexual intercourse. And his DNA, according to the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, Wilson's DNA was found on her chest because of his saliva when he kissed her there. Okay. He said they were making out. Now, however, the DNA test didn't reveal anything else, right? There was no DNA from seminal fluid was found at all. No semen anywhere. Swabs were collected from the girl, and she went to a local hospital the next day after the incident. They took photos of her entered thigh, and she showed bruises in that area. So Wilson initially claimed he couldn't remember the details of what happened fully that night, but he felt that the police were against him at that time because of his race. He said, I don't know how to explain this, but I come from a different background than you, Judge. Talking to Sally, who was white, and he said, I just felt like the police were against me that night. And at that point, the court-appointed lawyer argued for his client. He had no legal representation. Yeah, he's 23 now. He was a former Wichita State high school football player, and he got an associate degree, and he wanted to be a sports journalist. He had no criminal record. Let me repeat to you, never done a crime in his life. No criminal record. And it was a meeting by chance. If there was ever a case that deserved a departure of any kind, that was it. The all-white jury deliberated for 6 hours and decided to convict him of the R word and gave him the reported lowest end of what they called by Kansas sentencing guidelines for the R word, which is 6 years and a lifetime of probation. This verdict has caused an uproar with people in the community who question about the woman's story in the first place, especially since the surveillance video showed that the girl was consenting as they engaged with one another. And then they were at his place for only 5 minutes before returning back to the bar. Then they compared his sentence to other people who have been convicted of R word. That happened to be white. 1 year. 2 years. Tops. And a couple of months of probation. Some people were sent to a rehab facility. Some had to serve 2 years, then they have to do, charity work. It's insane. So he gets 12 years in jail and a lifetime of probation? Of course they fight to overturn it. But I bring these reality situations up to you because it comes up to one answer. Stay away from white women. That's the only thing I can tell you. To be safe out here, to know you completely safe, you just got to stay away from white women. That's just it. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can date who you want. I'm not ordering you to do it. I'm saying for your own safety, the way these laws are here in this world, unless they start changing, I don't see that happening, but unless they start changing, this is it. Your only answer is stay away from white women. Ding, 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 ding. They'd be like, you're at the club. You've seen this super hot chick at the gym. She's thick. But she happens to be white. What do you do? Say, man, how you doing, man? All right, goodbye. Keep walking. Ding, 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 ding. Stay away from white women is your only protection in this situation. Unfortunately, it's crazy out here. It was like, this could have been a black woman or a Hispanic woman. You think he'd have got 12 years? First of all, I've never seen a situation where that happens, right? And then someone is brought back to the bar. You know, people are missing out on that point. They were brought back to the bar. And the security camera shows they was there less than 5 minutes. And the dude was like, all we did was we never had sex. And she was consenting all the way upstairs. And in 5 minutes, they leave out. She didn't come out there running, screaming, and kicking. And he gets 5 years. 12 years. In a lifetime of probation. And he's already been served 3 years. So I got to give it the attention. I got to put it on a platform where people can see this and say, hey, this is some bull. I never heard about this. Because they want to keep it quiet. No noise. What you thought because we was talking about Drake and Kendrick that we couldn't do anything real? Are you crazy? You think I'm going to let something like this go by? That's where you're wrong. Of course they're going to railroad the man and do him dirty. They've been doing it since the beginning of time. So when you railroad a guy and do him dirty like that, you didn't even make it a fair case. It wasn't based on the information at hand. If the man had done the crime, fine, do the time. But when it's reasonable doubt like that, or it's real iffy, I think a thorough investigation needs to be had. And to me, I don't think a thorough investigation was concocted. What I felt was a rush to judgment by the police officer who based it off skin color rather than a crime itself. And the more we sit around and act like it's just normal, the worse the situations are going to be. Because they want you to not pay attention. They want you to say, don't look this way. They want you to feel like that. Lifetime probation. Hell, you might as well put him back in jail. This is a man with no criminal history. He has an associate's degree. He was going in for journalism. This is a man who didn't involve himself in crime at all. And you ruin a 20-year-old kid's life. For whatever the reason may be. But when it looks fishy and it don't add up, because people are looking at the people could look at the photos and tell. Well, everybody say they're gonna be lock in step with everything that's proceeding, but as you can see, none of these people be lock in step. None of them are lock in step. I've seen a lot of these things come and go. So when you start saying, oh, I need this or I need that, or the situation looks bleak, people know what you mean. But when you start getting in a situation where, it's bigger than that, when people are facing lifetime behind bars, that's a bit problematic. That's just the way I look at it. That's problematic. And the risk ain't worth the rewards. So I advise staying away from all white women. If you're a man of color, this is what's going to happen. These laws ain't going to protect you. It's crazy. Yeah, that's how it's unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Man, you gotta be always thinking like that. Here's a man that didn't have a criminal record. And look what they did to him. And all he's doing is making out with a girl he met at the bar. She went back to his house after they left the bar. Then they went back to the bar. Man, they've been lying on black men forever. So, it's terrible. Because they think that's the way it is. They will not face anything. To face embarrassment, to face the music, they will go through any lengths, any extreme to make that not the case. And I mean any extreme. Do you know how bad they don't want that to be the case? Man, they hate the fact other people are dating women that they don't even care about. So the jury's mad, period. The whole jury is white. The police department was completely against this man from the jump, trying to make him confess. Instead of saying, hey, what happened, they're trying to make him confess to something to help speed the things along. And he's like, I'm not gonna do that. Why in the world would I sit there and admit to something I didn't even do? I didn't even sleep with this woman. They have no semen in the case. Now, this woman went to the doctor and there's no semen. Not a drop. The only DNA they got is the saliva he got off her chest when they were making out, something he said they did consensually. They went into the building consensually and they left out in 5 minutes. The woman did not come out of that building running, begging for help, knocking on doors, screaming. They went back to the bar. How is this a case of a conviction that would ruin a man's life and lock him up for years, 12, and give him a lifetime of probation if it's not race motivated? That's why I say the way they got it now, it's like you can't even date a white woman. She say anything, that's the way it goes. So I would advise everybody of color, just don't even do it. It ain't worth it. Hey, let's go. Man, it's in the storm again. My goodness. We're getting a lot of rain, buddy. Easier said than done. Yeah, well, do you want to go to prison? A drunk white girl wanted to make out with me. I said, make out with this drunk white girl. It'll be easy. You can do whatever you want here. She's willing. Or jail. She wake up the next day, or somebody make her feel a certain way, like, oh, you were a hoe, and he R-worded me. You believe me, right? And the next thing you know, jail. No way. It ain't worth it. I'm gonna get a black woman or a Hispanic woman. I don't think drunk had anything to do with this. Well, here's what I think happened. She went there, made out, said, I don't want to do it. No. Then she goes back, and her friends call her a hoe because she left the party to go screw the guy. And she's like, no. He R-worded me. When the story started going back that how she went there and her friends teased her for being a hoe. You're a little hoe. You left the party with him. Well, I saw you. You're a little hoe. And then it spread it back where she got. It's like, well, we heard you were hoeing. No, he really attacked me, and that's why I stopped it, and I ran back, and I was just so embarrassed I didn't know what to do. They don't like to face things. Can't face reality. I could care less about that situation. It's not about the color of the situation. He was dating her because he liked the girl, and that was it. He didn't do it because of color, but because of color, he got 12 years in jail with a lifetime of probation. So what does that tell me as a black man when I'm looking at something like that? And I'm seeing that there's no semen found in the woman when they went in there and cotton swabbed her. How you been R-worded? No, none of his DNA is down in your vaginal area, which backs up his claim that y'all never slept together. The only DNA they got on him is from his saliva from your chest. That's it. Everything he said is true. An all-white jury convicted this man. And you cannot tell me race didn't play a part in this. That's why I said, hey, I gotta stay away from him. Gotta stay away. Gotta stay away. You be doing 3 to 9 for saying hello. A hug and a kiss, oh man, that's 3 to 9. And then after you serve that 3 to 9, you got probation. This man had no criminal record. Had an associate's bachelor's degree. Graduated from high school playing football over in Kansas. He went to KU and ran into this woman by chance. He had just met this woman and they were hitting it off. All cat. And I'm not saying I'm believing him just because he's a black man and I'm a black man. No, I'm looking at the evidence. There isn't any. There's no evidence to convict somebody for 12 years. I've never seen that in my life, where somebody's convicted for 12 years and they have no semen in the entire case. None of his DNA is way below the waist. He said we were making out, and you can see them consensually on the surveillance tape walking into the place together consensually. And they leave out 5 minutes. They were only in his place for 5 minutes. And they come out together and they go back to the bar. So you tell me how? This was in Kansas. So as a black man, it is imperative, very imperative, that I look at this situation very seriously. Oh man, that's a tornado. That thing can touch down at any moment. Y'all want to see it? That's a tornado that could touch down. It probably had touched down over there. I'm wondering why I didn't get a warning. Yeah, they traveling fast. Yeah, they probably touched down somewhere over there. Because all those fields are over there. Those some miles away, but it's not that far away. Right, so that tells me to avoid this poison. What I need to do oh yeah, it already touched down. And it's now going back. See the cloud going back up? That smaller cloud. Yeah, that tells me right now. Look, it's going back in place. Like it had touched down already. Now it's just going up. Yeah, the clouds are traveling fast, bro. See? Look at that. See how black those clouds is over there? Yeah, they was doing some damage. It almost looked like smoke. Yeah. Yeah, he's still fighting the case. The case ain't over. He did 3 years. Imagine doing any years for this. Man, just hearing news like this, not only does it irritates me, as a black man, you're already unsafe and paranoid out here. A 10-year-old white kid got more privilege than any black person on earth. That's something you need to think about. Because that's scary. Yeah, you won't get a case. You playing Russian roulette, dating white women. You are playing Russian roulette nowadays. And I got way too much to lose to be giving it away to some crazy white girl. No, thank you. I will not be doing that. I'm out. I turned back in my card and said, here, you take all, here's my white girl card. Nope, I'm out. Oh yeah, man. I say, hey, how you doing? Bye, and that's it. Hi and bye. Care how good she look, You don't want to be on the hook. The smile might get you 16 months. You'd be like, you were smiling too long. She didn't feel safe. You just smiled at her. What did you smile for? I was being polite. Polite. It was almost like a stalk. Shoot. I'm telling you, it's sad, but they made this. This is what they made it into be. So, dealing with the sickness of the reality that they've made it out to be. So you got to cut them out your diet. You want to survive out here. If you're a person of color, start looking around. You are playing Russian roulette, buddy. It's a snap of your fingers. You be doing 6 years to get that, homie. Not me. They ain't gonna get me. Not like that. I'm gonna be 100%. I'll be like, I wasn't even there. Looked like you were there. That's not me, Your Honor. That's how it's gonna be. All right. Shouts out to KB, Kwame Brown Bus Life. He might be going live right now too. So shouts out to him. Shouts out to Ticket TV, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez. Welcome to HDII TV. Oh, see? They do got the tornado watch. It's right here. Tornado watch advisory. Oh my God. Y'all got a place to go in case the tornado hit, right?
Yes, the mall has an evacuation place.
Okay.
Shelters.
Yeah, I could see it was getting ready to touch down. I was like, something's going on. And I didn't, normally I get a phone alert. I didn't get nothing. I normally get that over the phone. They ain't told me nothing about the tornado watch. And I'm looking in the clouds. I'm seeing stuff about the touchdown. I'm like, that looks like it's about to touch down over there. I'm like, I ain't getting an alert on my phone. That's crazy.